I got some stories for you. And not just any stories. I got them real hood horror stories, baby. Shout, I got some creepy pastas that been passed down on the street for generations. I'm talking about the rise and falls of pimps and players, gangsters and hustlers, smooth talkers and beef starters, dope boy, scrippers, dope fiends, and them that get drunk off liquor. I'm talking about baby daddies, baby mama drama. I got all that real hood stuff, man. These stories that folk don't even know. Stuff going on, folk ain't got no idea going on. For somebody had to come and tell the stories of the hood. That's what this podcast is about. The real horrors of the hood. But you know, the real horrors of the hood, it's the people that get caught up with the bad seeds. Trust me, I know from experience, man. So tonight, we gonna sit up on the front porch. Me, you, and hopefully you invite a couple of friends over. You know I got enough sauce for everybody. And I'm gonna tell y'all a story about a young man who was raised up by his grandma. I know some of y'all, somebody listening out there was raised by grandma. So tonight, I'm going to tell you about that young man's story. And all y'all going to believe this story. I already know. You going to know this mug true. But at the same time, you going to be like, nah, that's too crazy to be true. Well, that's how the hood is. You hear these stories that you know you believe, but at the same time, you like, man, that's way too crazy. Now, before I get down to business, let's hear about our sponsor. This story is called Grandma. Man, I got the best grandma in the world. You know, I can't even put it in words, man. You know, I know everybody say that they grandma's the best, but like, I really mean it, man. Ain't no grandma better than mine. I'm talking about nobody grandma. You know, she raised me, you know, since birth, basically, man. Like, my mama and daddy, they were young when they had me, and they ain't want the responsibility of a baby. So, grandma told me that they never even really tried. You know, at the hospital, they could barely wait for the minute for the nurse to wash me off before they were ready to run up out of there. You know, how could you carry a baby all that time, mama, wherever you at? Pops, how was you there all that time? All that time, man, they carried me. And then, you know, when I get here, it's just disown me, man. Like, I'm not even, you know, like I ain't even worth it, man. I just don't understand how you could do your kid like that. But anyway, I always thought it was something worse than just, you know, basic teens being scared of responsibility. I know they was like 18, 19 at the time. But, you know, I always figured it was something worse than that. You know, like, I think my parents hated me from the time, you know, the seed hit the egg, man. Any woman that don't love her own baby that she carried for all them months, she got problems. And, of course, the man, you know, he gonna go with it. He probably just thinking about all that money he gotta spend. So if he can get up out of there and she gonna let him get up out of there, he probably was happy to hit the road. And you know, grandma, she was at the hospital when I was born. And she knew that she was going to have to raise me the moment I came up out of my mama, man. She said it rained cats and dogs that day. She said it rained so hard that the sky was dark. And she said thunder shook the whole hospital, man. Like, I always thought about that, Was that what scared my parents away? Is that what made them not want to raise me? What, they think I was the spawn of the devil or something? And I never knew that my grandma wasn't my mama. That's why I earlier almost called her mama, because I always thought she was my mama until I was about 12, I think. But even when I found out, it didn't matter to me. So she was the best mama that I could have asked for. In my early years, I remember none but fun. I'm talking about Ma gave me just none but food and fun, man. I remember trips to the beach, and we went to Six Flags on the rig. I'm talking about, it seemed like every weekend it was an adventure. And all my cousins and everything, they would always be there too. It was just like a big family fun day all the time, man. My friends would be begging to come over. We get up out of school, and everybody trying to get up over my house, man. She was able to take all them youngins, man. All them youngins of the family out at the same time, man. She had look, Grandma had a passenger van. She didn't even have a regular car. Like, she had a dang, 16 passenger van. She had got it from the church, man. The church got rid of the old church van. She bought that mug, man, and she used to use it to move us all around. And, sometimes my cousin and them, they'd get jealous because they all went home. And shoot, I got to stay with Grandma. But, instead of them being grateful they had parents, they be mad at me. They didn't realize that, they had their parents. Or at least, one of their parents. And I didn't even know what my parents looked like, except for a couple pictures in Grandma's photo album. And it bothered me sometimes that I didn't have a daddy. Especially when I got up into sports and stuff. And, and I had to learn sports the new fashion way by watching it on YouTube and TV and stuff. See, when I was in kindergarten, man, Grandma took me to the school, and I was so nervous, man. I still remember. But she was there for me, man. The same way she was there for me all the way through grade school. And anytime I got teased by another kid or something, once I told her, it would stop, man. She just had a way of coming up to the school and looking at the kid. Boy, she just look at the kid, and her look would scare the kid and leaving me alone. Everybody knew, like, boy, that boy Grandma crazy. You better leave him alone. That boy Grandma come up here and tear this school up. And she'd be like, now nobody met with my baby. Oh, man. I remember I used to, use the fear that she put in the other kids to my advantage. And I'd just start roasting somebody. I'm talking about just start flaming them. Whenever I felt like it, because I knew they were scared of Grandma and wouldn't do nothing about it. The problem is, one day she found out what I was doing. And let's just say I had a little hard time sitting down for a couple hours or something. I had to stand up and do my homework that night. I had to stand up and eat all that night. Man, I'm talking about Mama. She was cool as the AC, man. And as I got older and I started to want to hang out with my friends, like, she let me turn our crib into the hangout house. This really came in handy during the wintertime because it'd be too cold to go outside. And, so as soon as school get out, we head to the crib, man. We play Madden and Live, like back in the day. And 2K, man, we'd play that junk till our hands would cramp up, man. And a lot of my bros' parents couldn't afford games, or my bro didn't feel comfortable bringing people over to their house. You know, like, man, I'm talking about one time my guy, he invited me over there to his house, and his daddy was drunk, and mama was high, some boy, then they got to fighting. Daddy pulled out a knife on the mama, and mama started throwing the skillets and stuff at him. Man, they tore that house up. I got up out of there, man. I said, I ain't never coming back to your house. But everybody felt comfortable when they came to my house. They knew it was cool over there. Grandma cooked. You know, she get to cooking, man. She had food ready by the time we got there. And I ain't talking about, you know, no pizza rolls and all that stuff, man. I'm talking about some good food, man. Grandma be done hooked it up. Straight up. And then she had some of that grape drink. Not no grape juice, but I'm talking about that grape drink. But I'll tell y'all about that grape drink on another story, man. One of my guys had a daddy who would cuss you out as soon as you walk through the door, man. You ain't even had time to say hi to him before he would just start blasting you with cuss words. I'm talking about words I ain't never even heard at the time. So when they came to like going to other folks' house to going to my house, shoot, I had the spot. I ain't had to convince nobody. I'm talking about whenever people was over, like I told you, she cooked. She had cookies and cakes and stuff out. I ain't talking about no little Debbie stuff, man. I'm talking about that good old New York cheesecake and stuff, man. Good Publix bakery stuff, man. She had that good stuff out. And I don't know if it was because, you know, her own daughter didn't mess with her, or if that's just how she was. But as I got older, like, even if I wanted to have a juke party, now, you know, a juke party, for y'all that don't know, that's what we used to call the party when everybody be grinding on each other, and, you know, that little dance parties. Yeah, that's what we call them juke parties. She even let me throw juke parties at the house. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if she was trying to like make up for, you know, my mama not wanting to deal with her, but grandma was just too good to me, man. If she ever said no, I don't even remember, man. Now, for y'all that don't know, when you throw a juke party, you don't set like an end time. The juke party end after somebody done dance with somebody girl and they get mad and they start fighting, and that's basically when the party ends, man. Once that good fight break out and everybody get to slanging and throwing each other around, and a girl get to screaming and some girl get knocked over, you know, that's basically when the party over with. You know, it's just like a dice game. You already know it's gonna end up in a fight, but you play anyway. Just hopefully you get up out of there before the fight break out. But then in a dice game, man, you know, boy, you try to shoot dice with them boys and you mess around and have one of them boys money in your pocket, you gonna be shooting dice with them, or you either gotta fight. Some of them guys, you just gotta fight him. That's the only way you gonna get up out the dice game. That's why I don't never mess with it. But my first party I had, it ended up in a fight like everybody else party, and everything was good until one of them 5-point gangsters danced with one of them 6-point gangsters. And, you know, man, one of the most destructive fights I ever seen broke. I'm talking about, like, it looked like one of them old school hardcore wrestling matches. Fools was getting slammed and suplexed everywhere. One guy got Dudley Boyd through my grandma's coffee table and everything. Even some on the blades of the ceiling fan got broke. They tore that house up. I just sat back and hoped nobody had a strap on them and started shooting. Really, I was hoping somebody started shooting and just shoot me right there, man, because I just knew there ain't no way. Grandma, that's it, man. They done ruined everything for me for life, man. And when I was finally able to get everybody up out of there, like even my best bros didn't stay. Everybody loved my grandma, but we knew she didn't play the radio. She was gonna be out for blood, and when she seen all her knickknacks and stuff broke, and I tried to clean up all I can, man, but I knew it wasn't nothing I could do. So I just sat back and waited, man. I had never really done nothing this bad, just typical kid stuff, lying and stuff like that, trying to get out on doing homework, hiding report cards or whatever. This was beyond me. I remember seeing my cuz get a whooping for breaking some china, while wrestling up in the house. So what in the world was she finna do to me? I know we finna be. Oh man, she gonna tear the house up even more when she get done with me. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this is gonna be the worst punishment ever given in the history of punishments, man. So I just sat there, man, and I heard her pull up in the driveway. She had this old Suburban she be riding in, man. Big old Suburban, man. Had flow masters on it. Super loud. You could hear her coming down the street. I don't know why Grandma had that Suburban with them loud flow masters on there, but I heard her coming down the street, man. She got out the car. I heard the door slam. She walked up to the house, heard her stick a key in the door, and I'm just sitting back on the couch trying to decide if I was going to pretend that I was asleep. I had all the lights off, so she couldn't really see the damage done to the house. And, of course, she came right in, flipped the light switch, and I decided to pretend I was asleep. She just started screaming this half-weak scream and calling for Jesus, boy. Oh, Lord Jesus, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, Lord, Jesus, Lord, Lord, Jesus, Lord. Oh, Jesus, Lord, Jesus, Lord, God. Jesus, Lord, Jesus, God, Jesus. I ain't never seen her react to nothing like that, man. She just kept on just sitting there rocking back and forth. She finally sat down in the chair. She was acting like she was at all her kids' funeral at one time. Lord have mercy on me, this here boy, Jesus. Oh, he done tore up my home, Father. I knew I shouldn't have let him have no party, Father. But I'm just too nice to the boy, Jesus. Lord, Jesus, Lord, I'm too nice. Lord, I'm too nice. She went up in her room, shut the door, and I heard a bed squeak and she got up in it. So I went and I got in the bed. And the next morning, she was up sitting at the kitchen table drinking some coffee. And she watched me while I came up in the kitchen and she said, "You know I was supposed to beat you last night, boy. I was supposed to beat you like you stole something, boy. You know that, don't you? You promised me that you were going to take care of my house. And you begged me to let you have this party. And Mr. Potts told me last Sunday that I is too nice to you and I overdo loving you because I feel sorry for you. I do all the cooking, I do all the cleaning, and you won't even go to the stove for me without moaning and groaning. You a good child overall, but you're spoiled. And that's my fault, and I'm going to change that starting today." Boy, the truth hurt more than a whooping, man. Man. I helped her, I helped her out. I put together everything I could, and what we couldn't fix, we threw away. And man, it was sad, man. It seemed like it took years for me to gain my trust back. Things didn't get back, right. Like until I was ready to go to my senior prom, man, and graduation time. I guess she was so excited by now that she kind of let the stuff go, man. After her reality check, I started changing my ways, and I really focused on getting better grades, and I ended up getting a scholarship, man. It wasn't no full ride, but I was on the way up, man. I beat the odds. No mama, no daddy, and look at me now. Hey, look at me now. Hey, I came up. And grandma, she was happy for me, man, but I could tell, I could tell she was sad about me going. She kept dropping these in the face hints at me like, Lord, I sure don't know what I'm gonna do in this house all by myself. Boy, I sure hope you call me and come see me on the holidays. Ooh, it'd be real nice if you came and, you went to one of them nice little local colleges. I felt bad, but at the same time, I knew I had to do what was best for me, man. I love Ma, but I felt bad for leaving her, though. But I had to do what was best for me. I don't know how, I should have felt, really. I know she did a lot for me. And I had to find a way to, do back good for her. So I figured I need to go and advance my career so I can do something for her one day. I had a little job on the side. I had been saving up my money. So I put some funds together, to give her a going away present, even though, I was the one leaving. And I got her a session at this massage parlor, got her nails and her feetures done. Got her a gift card to go shopping. And then at the end, we went out to one of the best restaurants in town, man. And she really enjoyed herself. Like, for the first time, I thought about the sacrifice that she'd have made all these years. And, these were supposed to be her retirement years. But she spent them raising me up. After my parents didn't do their job, she stepped in and she did it for them. That love right there, man. Yeah, that real love right there, man. She put her own happiness and enjoyment of life aside for me. But, I see, man, that was her enjoyment. She was happy to step up and take care of her grandchild. And when I went off to college, I did the best I could to talk to her, as often as possible. But you know how them professors are. They load me down, boy, with so much work I barely had time to breathe, man. I would try to call, but, I'd be working in the middle of the conversation, so I never really paid attention to what she was saying. I just say yeah to everything, and she said, and I say the usual hood special that people say when they ain't paying no attention to you. You know what that is. Man, that's crazy. Anytime somebody say that to you, they is not paying no attention to what you talking about. I'm talking about no attention, man. And I was coming home to visit for the holidays, but I got tired of being super broke, man, so I got a job. And I always end up working on the holidays, so I couldn't always make it home. In the second half of my freshman year in college, man, I probably only talked to my, I'm talking about maybe only twice. And those was on Facebook posts. You know how old folk be on your Facebook posts, man. You be talking about, you be talking about that party last night or something. And boy, I seen this fine girl or whatever. You be talking about that, and she come up on the post talking about, hey, baby, grandma love you. So anyway, when the summertime came, she sent me a message saying that she couldn't wait to see me. And I was happy to see her too, but I felt bad because I knew I'd only be home for a weekend. My job needed me, and I was on the football team, so we had practice all summer. And coach said if I kept, pushing it, that I'd be starting at the beginning of the season. So I'm like, I gotta go ahead and put this time in. Cause I so want to start, you know. So I just couldn't say for sure yet to her whether or not I was coming on. I just told her I had a lot of stuff going on, and I hope she understand. And now the weekend that I know I'd be in the city, bruh and them having a big party. I'm talking about they supposed to be inviting the whole hood, man. They even throwing a little extra something in because my glow day gonna be on that same weekend. So, you know, I'm like, they got everybody there. Even my old crush, man. That was my crush, boy. They say she done got super fine since we done got up out of high school, man. So, you know, I gotta go see her, man. Her name's Charlika, boy. Charlika, fine, man. I gotta go see Charlika, man. I'm sorry, Grandma. But I don't get to come home often, man. So I gotta go see her, man. I don't know how to break this to, Mom without crushing her. So I guess I'll just lie. Hey, I just tell her I had to work, man. I had some course that I had to take. That's what I have to do because there ain't no way in the world she gonna understand, what in the world I'm going through. She gonna be heartbroken, and I need to tell her the truth. And this is why I be messing up, man. Always trying to be slick, man. Always trying to lie my way through, man. Every time I be slick, something bad happen. I don't know. I guess the best thing for me to do is just lie to her, and hopefully I just get some more time off later so I can spend some time with her at least. So I rode to the city with one of my friends, and the whole time I just ignored her when she called and texted and stuff, because I couldn't bring myself to lie to her, man. I'd rather just not say nothing, man, because she don't deserve that. Man, I know not saying nothing is a lie too, but I feel a little better about that lie. I can do that lie. I can put up with that one. So at least she can't say I lied because I didn't say nothing. And I was cool with the lie, but then she started texting me like, "Are you okay?" and leaving voicemails. Did something happen to you? Please call and let me know. If I don't hear nothing from you soon, I'm going to call the police. I'm like, dang, bruh. So I went on and lied to her, man. I went on and lied. I said, "I'm sorry. I've been studying all day. My phone been tripping. My bad. Love you, Ma." Followed by a bunch of emojis. Those emojis just put the exclamation point on my phoniness, man. And I got to the house where the party was at, and soon as I got there, I wasn't thinking about that guilt no more. I was just chilling and enjoying my time with brother and them, man. It was a few hours before the party, so we was scrambling to get everything ready, and I realized that we ain't had no food or nothing to drink. So I go to my guy and I say something about it, and he was just like, "Be cool, man. We got somebody catering the party." I'm like, "Oh, this finna be lit. Boy, y'all got a caterer?" Back in the day when we had our parties, man, I don't know what we ate. Hennessy and some Hennessy and some mid or some dro or something. That's what we ate at the party. Some Crown Royale or something, boy. Or that Wild Irish Rose, whatever we can get our hands on. I don't never remember having no food. So I'm like, this a whole nother level, boy. So folks started getting in there, and it was like one big family reunion, man. We was all thirsty to catch up and talk about life after high school. I was happy to see everybody was doing good. Everybody was coming up one way or another. Even the folks who dropped out went and got their GED or found a decent little job where they could still make some money or whatever. And we was having fun, man. And me and my boys ran out to get the food. And they told me, "No, man, just wait, relax, man. We go get the food." So they walked to the back porch, and they come back with these big silver pans in their arms. And they were followed by, guess who? bro, grandma walked right in the door with some pots in her hand full of food. I'm standing there looking like, man, I'm talking about my jaw. My jaw dropped open till it hit my chest, boy. My jaw was in my chest. Heart started beating all stupid. My heart went like ba-doo, boop, ba-doo, boop, ba-doo. I'm talking about my heart just started beating with the music, boy. I'm like, oh man, I ain't never felt this stupid in my whole life. And I can't see my own face, but I could see my face when she walked in. You know, I started coughing, hiccuping, sneezing, everything when I saw her, man. I just couldn't get it together, man. And she walked in with the biggest smile I ever seen and came up and hugged me super tight and said, "Don't worry, baby. I know you just want to hang out with your little friends and all that, so I put in some money and got y'all's party right, and y'all finna eat good." Man, I felt like I wanted to cry, man. But I just hugged her back, and I promised myself, I wouldn't lie. I ain't never lying again, man. And she made me a special plate of food and sat me down and smiled while I literally just opened my mouth and poured the food in. So while we all partied from time to time, I would sit with Ma in the kitchen when she was helping serve people, and we just catch up and talk about the good old days. And the party was starting to slow down some, and not really because it was late, but more so because everybody just felt tired, man. But I felt good though, man. I'm like, y'all tripping. I'm still footworking, running my mouth and everything. And all of a sudden, like, people just start dropping. Like, hitting the flow. I'm talking about folk just hitting the flow. Falling out left and right. Doop. 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 Boom. Just dropping like flies, boy. As soon as they hit the floor, they just start snoring. And I tried to help the ones who didn't fall out yet, but they just fall right out of my arms. I had never seen nothing like this in my life. I'm like, what is somebody popping pills, passing pills around, something here? What's going on? And I looked at mine. She just sat there sipping her drink with a little smirk on her face. And I screamed, "Ma, what in the world going on? Why you just sitting there like that? When you call the police or something, what's wrong with you?" And she finished her cup and she got up and walked to me real slow. And she said, "Why you lie to me, babe? Have I not raised you from the time you was a crying baby, pooping on yourself? Do you remember the night your parents left?" "No, you don't, but I do. I remember because I was there, and I remember how, without a second thought, I raised up to take care of you by myself. Ain't that something? I did all that raising, then turned around and raised you after I raised all my own kids by myself, because your granddaddy left. And wow, that's amazing, right? And I can't even get a call back. You ever think of the sacrifice I made? Huh? I had dreams of having a house to myself in my retirement years. I couldn't wait to walk around the house butt booted, naked. Booty just flopping all over the place. Just flopping and whooshing and just running through the house clapping all over the place. Looking like a stuffed butterball turkey. But I gotta put my fantasies aside for you. And what do I get? A liar. I said, "Ma, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to hurt you. I just got so much going on. I never had time to have no fun, man. I felt like I was going crazy. That's why I did what I did. I ain't want to hurt your feelings. I still ended up hurting you, though. But I ain't mean to drive you to do nothing like this. Are they gonna be okay? I don't know, child. You the one who poisoned them. I can't believe you do that to your friends. I just stood there straight looking crazy. I ain't know what to say. I ain't know what to do. I couldn't believe that she'd do something like this. I started shaking and sweating like I was up in a steam room. And she said, "You don't know it, but I cry myself to sleep every night. And I cry myself to wake every morning. Can you imagine pain like that, child? After all that, now I'm by myself and I can't get a phone call just to check up on me. Make sure I ain't fell in the shower and busted my butt." So she picked up her cell phone and started calling the police. She said, "Lord, y'all get out here quick as you can, My son, he done poisoned everybody, y'all. Kids laid out all in the floor. Please send the ambulance. Oh, Lord Jesus, please. I feel like I'm finna fall out. Oh, no, he coming at me. Please, send some help." I ran to her and I tried to grab the phone and we ended up wrestling for it. And she hung up and started laughing. And I grabbed the phone and got ready to call back and stopped when I seen her drink something out of a little bottle. "You're too late, boy. But now at least I can come and see you in jail. Or will you still be too busy to spend time with your mom?" She grabbed her head and fell out on the floor. And I tried to wake somebody up and just figure out something before the cops got there. But I was too late. I heard the sirens. I guess she must have poisoned the food or poisoned the drink or something. And I ran to where the table was, man, and I just started throwing food down my throat like I was Scooby-Doo or something, man. I was hoping that I can get sick and fall out too, because there's no way I poisoned myself, right? All these years have driven my crazy, and I was the last family she had left, or at least the last family that dealt with her. And I heard the cops bang on the door. So I just faked it and fell out in the middle of the floor. They gonna have to decide who they believe. The young college kid, looking at a party, or sweet old church-going grandma. Odds don't look too good for me, do it, G? Now, before I get out of here, y'all, I just want to tell y'all thank y'all. I'm talking about I thank every single one of y'all. The lovers and the haters, it don't matter. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, man, on some real talk. I love y'all, man. I'm so happy to do this. I dedicate everything I got to doing this. I wake up early. I stay up late. I do everything I can to make sure I got put money into it, buying equipment and stuff. I do everything I can to make sure I can bring y'all the best stuff I can do. And it's such a, it's an honor, man, to have people listen to you, tell stories that you done took the time to write and that you take the time to narrate, man. And it's just a blessing that they sit there, y'all actually sit there and take the time to click on it and listen and share it with your people and post it on your Facebooks and Twitters and all that, man. It's amazing. So, please stay tuned in. Share this with somebody. Let somebody hear this story. I hope it's entertaining to you. I hope you enjoyed it all the way through. Let somebody else be entertained. I love to entertain y'all, man.